Alright, yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have another Jimmy Highroller video. I usually live stream, but I was playing 2K the whole time, and I just wanted to, react to this before I get off and go back outside. You know what I'm saying? If y'all missed the stream, it's on Twitch. Link is in the description box below. So the reason why I don't live stream that on YouTube is because I want to listen to the music. I don't want to take off the music. So if you want to see me on Twitch playing 2K, or if you want to join me playing 2K, link is in the description box below. Hit follow, put the noties on. You're gonna see me. If you comment down below you want to play, we can play. I'm crazy on the WEC. On the rec. You know what I'm saying? We was on the winning streak. You know what I'm saying? It gets crazy. But with that being said, let's get into it, man. What's it called? I thought it couldn't get any worse. If you seen the thumbnail, that's the thumbnail. What Ray Allen do? Michael Jordan was carried over the Bulls. Kobe is overrated. MJ had a weak ass comp in the finals. LeBron had a weak ass comp in the playoffs. LeBron did not have weak ass comp in the playoffs. In his early years, he was carrying the whole team, and he couldn't beat him, and he's averaging 40. Like, come on. And Jordan wasn't carried by the Bulls. Jordan was the leader of the Bulls, but the Bulls was itself. They played their role so perfectly, bro. So perfectly. Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being the most complete player in the league. That's crazy. I don't know. Even if he did have a jump shot, he like honest to God, he'll probably be a little bit better than Jason Tatum. Like a little bit better than Jason Tatum. That's how I feel. He'd be on Jason Tatum's level. I don't know if he would be better, but he'll be on Jason Tatum's level for sure. He'd be on Devin Booker's level for sure. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was never the best player on any of his championship teams. Yes, he was. He won MVP on his last two, steroids. This is the dumbest shit I ever heard. Steroids is bad. Steroids can fuck up your mood swings, can give you mood swings, can fuck up your sperm, your balls, bro. What the hell? The 3-point line was a mistake. No, it wasn't. It made the shit more exciting. It made shooting worth shooting instead of taking it into the paint the whole time. If that was the case, that shit would have been on some football shit. No cap. I know we joke about LeBron not having teammates, but I don't know, bro. I really don't know. But hey, it don't matter. He's in the NBA. He's nice, bro. He's nice. Michael Jordan path through 1991 to 1993. I said 1993, 2003. Bro, the only thing that I could say about this whole thing, if he didn't retire and he was playing through that and didn't do basketball, his whole destiny probably would have been a little bit different. You feel me? Probably would have been a little bit different. He probably would have won more, probably would have lost more. You never know. They try to compare Anthony Davis to this man. You can't, because they play differently. Anthony Davis shoots the ball. He don't shoot the ball. How can you compare him?
The good old hot take. The necessary evil of the sports world. Through the good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious ones.
That could be true. We're gonna be made the playoffs last year. They didn't. It's a difference. Low key it is. Now you got a defensive. You know what I'm saying? You got a spark plug now. You have a spark plug. Like James Curry's game. I don't know how Steph plays, and then he gets.
We once again find ourselves racking our brains, trying to figure out how some people come up with this nonsense. But today, I've done the brain racking for you and found some of the hottest NBA takes on the internet. So, buckle up. This may be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
Today's video is brought to you by DraftKings. Brothers.
I ain't gonna lie, we gotta skip this.
Betting is not available. You can be sure to use code Jimmy $5 wager.
You know what I'm saying? We have to skip that.
Creeping along. I
have to pause.
With the NBA
like,
offseason.
This was a little crazy. This is possible.
Season creeping along. I did my reluctant but mandatory scrub through NBA social media in search for a new batch of hot takes. And to know
the basketball season's about a month away. Less than a month away, y'all. Less than a month away.
Was downright appalling. Now, I'm no expert or anything, and I've definitely had my fair share of bad takes. But some of y'all should seriously have your accounts deactivated.
What the fuck?
For the absolute tomfoolery y'all are posting on these pages.
Nah, that's
and after
jokes.
Sifting through hundreds of takes, here's
Steve Nash and John Stockton were much better point guards than Magic. Hell no. Magic had that entertainment value. You know what I'm saying?
Some of the best and worst that I came across.
And he was nice at scoring, better at scoring than both of them.
Says that you need to be athletic to play in the NBA, and I cannot agree more with this take. Now, some of you are probably thinking, of course you have to be athletic to be a professional athlete, Einstein. But people will often use players like Stephen Curry,
Luka
Doncic, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Anderson to prove.
And all of them, bro, they all went to D1 schools. If you haven't noticed, when you go to a D1 school, student athletes, they get up, work out, practice, class, work out, practice, chill a little bit, sleep, do it again. Them dudes is athletic. Them dudes is athletic, bro.
The point that skill and size alone can earn you a spot in the NBA. And I think the key here is relativity. Sure, relative to other NBA players, these guys are not very athletic. But that's because their peers are some of the best athletes in the world. Compared to normal people, even the most unathletic NBA players are amazing athletes. For example, the average man has a vertical leap of about 17 inches.
Dodge.
Duncan Robinson, the three-point specialist,
I'm not doing that as. I'm not doing no ads no more. Fuck that.
Take a step inside the paint, has a 33-inch max vert. That's double the average Joe. Luka Doncic, the guy who kills defenses with his craftiness, not his athleticism, has a 38-inch max vert.
That's crazy.
And Stephen Curry, the poster child for what you can accomplish in sports without being an incredible athlete, has a 36-inch vertical leap.
Which are all high as hell.
Even the most seemingly unathletic NBA players are still top-tier athletes. It's just that when they're surrounded by giant superhumans, they tend to look a bit ordinary. But the other aspect of this that no one really talks about is that athleticism goes far beyond jumping high and running fast. Hand-eye coordination, spatial awareness, agility, these are all crucial elements of being a great athlete. For example, take Trae Young. Doesn't really fit the bill for a typical super athlete in terms of explosiveness,
undersized.
but his dexterity, coordination, stamina, mobility, and many other components of his game make him tremendously athletic. So, yes, you do in fact need to be a good athlete to play in the NBA. And even the most mundane players in the league are super athletes relative to the rest of us. Now, this next take actually comes from an NBA player. And as crazy as it sounds, it's actually not too far from the truth. Last season, Karl Anthony Towns came out and said that he is the...
I mean, he won the three-point contest. What other big man did that? I don't know. If you know, put it in the comment section down below. You know what I'm saying?
Greatest big man
he did win the three-point contest. He did do that.
And immediately, fans were not happy about this. I mean, with big men like Dirk Nowitzki, Peja Stojakovic, and DeMarcus Cousins, Cat still has a lot of work to do.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. I was just proving wrong immediately. I ain't gonna lie. I was just proving wrong immediately. Right? I forgot about them dudes.
Here's a chart of some
they forgot about them dudes. I ain't gonna lie. They forgot about them dudes.
Prolific big men shooters in NBA history.
But he is one of the best big shooters in the league right now, though.
Some of the greatest big men shooters the game has ever seen. It appears that Al Horford, Chris Bosh, and Dirk Nowitzki are the best of the best. And then there's Matt Bonner, who lives in his own stratosphere. Karl Anthony Towns falls right here. So he's certainly one of the best big men shooters, but he's not number one. But this graph only covers mid-range shots. What about three-pointers? Well, that chart would look like this. And aside from Davis Bertans,
Matt
who
Bonner's
gets
still
paid
on top.
$16 million a year to literally stand on the three-point line for 20 minutes a game, the best big men three-point shooters of all time include Ryan Anderson, Peja Stojakovic, and Matt Bonner. Karl Anthony Towns is right here. One of the best all time.
That ain't bad.
But
He's
not
still
the
top tier.
best. Now this fan, like many others
He's
I've
best in the
seen,
league right
says
now.
that Kyrie Irving is better than Stephen Curry at virtually every aspect of basketball other than shooting.
Finishing.
Therefore, he's a better player than
Almost
Steph
accurate.
is. First of all,
I feel like Curry. Nah.
Second,
Stop it.
this logic seems to make sense if
I personally feel like scoring, Curry's a better scorer. Finishing, Kyrie, I'm not gonna lie. He's so crafty. He got a bag. Shooting, of course. Shot creation, Kyrie. Passing, it can go either way. Athleticism can go either way. Defense, I personally don't know. Handles, gotta be Kyrie. Clutchness, I'm gonna pick Kyrie.
If player
I ain't gonna lie,
A
I'm
is
gonna pick
better
Kyrie.
at most things compared to player B, then player A, by default, must be the better player. But these side-by-side comparisons almost always lack one thing: context. For example, take these two players. Player A is better at nearly everything compared to player B. Passing, playmaking, rebounding, defending, finishing. Player A can do it all. So, according to the logic used in these comparisons, we must assume player A is much better than player B. Except player A is Ben Simmons, and player B is first-team All-NBA Devin Booker. Similar to the Kyrie versus...
See, told you if he had a jump shot, he'll be just like him. He'll be just like him. He'll be just like him.
Steph comparison using extremely
Just a simple catch and shoot, just like him. You know what I'm
general
saying?
categories to
Just that
assess
simple
players
little
with
catch
zero
and shoot,
context
just like
is
him.
a recipe for disaster. Basketball has a lot of nuance. It's dependent on situations, circumstances, and systems, all of which give context to a player's impact and ability. As incredible as Kyrie's handles are, they aren't nearly as impactful as Steph's ability to space the floor with his shooting.
That's a fact.
In fact, if history tells us anything, it's that being extremely good at a few things can often be far more valuable than being good at everything. If you
Yeah,
took
because
away
you don't have to be good at everything in a team sport. It's a team sport. If you're very good at one
everything
thing,
from Steph's game,
know what I'm
aside from
saying?
just his shooting ability and high basketball IQ, he would still be a Hall of Fame talent. But if you took away Ben Simmons' passing ability, he'd be a 6'10" Patrick Beverley. These two aspects of
God.
the game hold different values to different players. So to compare them side by side like they are equivalents doesn't accurately determine anything. At most, these kinds of comparisons might help you decide who's the better all-around player, but if being good, not great, at most things on the court determine who is the best player, then Draymond Green would be a 4-time Finals MVP right now.
gangster.
But he's not. Now this next take is one of the more interesting takes I've heard recently.
That's the best top 8 players the NBA has ever seen at any given time ever. This is the best era in NBA history. You got LeBron, Durant, Giannis, Kawhi, Steph, Jokic, Luka, Embiid. It's debatable because everything that they're doing is new. You know what I'm saying? It's debatable.
This NBA fan says that
That's debatable. I don't
the
know.
top 8 players in the league going into this season are the best top 8 players
It's a good
the league
era.
has ever
Is
had
it the best?
at any
I don't
given
know.
time, making this era the best era
I don't know.
in NBA history. Those top 8 players being LeBron, Durant, Giannis, Kawhi, Steph, Jokic,
I don't
Luka,
know, bro.
and Embiid. And I gotta say, that is one hell of a top 8. Every one of these players, aside from Luka and Embiid, either has an MVP or a Finals MVP. I'd say out of the top
That's
8,
facts.
you've got roughly 5
It's
top
very,
30
very
players of all
debatable.
time. Without a doubt, this is one of the most talented and accomplished group of players in NBA history. But is it really the best? Well, there's definitely been worse years in the NBA, like
sure.
throughout the 70s and early 2010s, where maybe 3 or 4 players were head and shoulders above everyone else. But there's also been years where the league has featured a large group of some of the greatest players all in one season. Like in 1996, when the top 8 players in the league consisted of Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Gary Payton, Hakeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, and Karl Malone. This is a stacked group of 8 and one of the most exciting eras in NBA basketball. But I think we can do better. What about the 2003 NBA season, when the top 8 players in the league were Shaq, Kobe, Duncan, Garnett, McGrady, Dirk, Iverson, and Jason Kidd? This group contains 3 top 10 players.
LeBron was a rookie this year, but he didn't do that much.
History and
he averaged like 20 something.
Who are generally considered top 20 all time. But I still think there's one NBA season that tops this one in terms of all-time talent. Back in 1988, the league was shifting from one era to the next, and within these 2 clashing generations of basketball, fans witnessed what I believe to be the most loaded group of players the league has ever seen. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Isaiah Thomas, and Charles Barkley. That's 9 players, all of them generally considered top 25 greatest to ever play the game in the league, all in the same season. And outside of an aging Kareem, every single one of these players was in their prime in 1988. That's 5 consensus top 10 players of all time playing in the same season. Now, if we compare these two
season
groups
must
of
have
players,
been crazy.
I honestly think it's not even close. But only for the simple fact that the 2022 group has a handful of young.
That's crazy. That's crazy, but respectful because they both common. I'm not gonna lie. Giannis over a lot. Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? The Giannis over Hakeem. His offensive talent is crazy, but Hakeem's defensive talent was sheesh.
Young players who still have a lot of time left to add to their resume. And I do think that this 2022 group does have the potential to be the greatest collection of players in one season. Only time will tell how this group will pan out. Ask again in about 10 years, and we'll have an answer for you. But for now, 1988 remains by far the most loaded year in NBA history. Now, our last take for this video has virtually become a matter of fact over the years, but I'd like to make the case against it. This fan asked the question, when it's all said and done, which LeBron-led super team will...
The best trio, the Heat trio, without a doubt, is the best trio. This had too many injury problems. Like, the first year he came back to the Cavs, they probably would have won. But Kelly Olynyk popped his shoulder. Like, popped Kevin Love's shoulder. Like, that shit crazy. This, they didn't even get to the playoffs, so I don't know why that's there.
Will be viewed as his best, which means by default he believes LeBron has been on multiple super teams. And as popular as this take is, it's not a good one. LeBron has really only been a part of one super team. And that was the Miami Heat. The Cavaliers from 2014 through 2017 were not a super team. And if you even say super team and 2022 Lakers in the same sentence,
hell no,
you're a sick individual. When the Cavs assembled their big 3, the potential of this team and the public perception of this team far exceeded their actual ability. By the time this Cavs team won a title, they had 1 superstar, 1 all-star, and 1 fringe all-star player. If
injury prone
this is the criteria for a super team, then that would mean that the 2021 Jazz were a super team. The
Jazz wasn't shit. They laughed at them niggas. They nice season wise, but when it come to the playoffs, nah. Same like the Nuggets.
21 Nets were a super team. The 2021 Bucks were a super team. So were the 2022 Warriors, the 2022 Celtics, the 2022 Suns, the 2021 76ers, and the list keeps going.
Those are just great
teams.
teams.
In fact, if we just take the box plus minus of the Cavs' big 3 and compare it to teams over the last few seasons, you can see that they were good, but far from some all-time super team. You'd never look at Embiid, Simmons, and Tobias Harris and call them a super team. You'd never look at Kawhi, Paul George, and Montrezl Harrell and call them a super team. You'd never look at Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday and call them a super team. And yet, the combination of LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love were on this level by the time they won a title together. And if you even consider the 2022 Lakers with LeBron, Westbrook, and AD as a super team, just stop. We know what you're doing. LeBron has played on a handful of good teams throughout his career. Some of them were great, but he's only been a part of 1 super team. And
one super team for like 4 or 5 years. One super team for 4 or 5 years, bro. I don't accurately know how long he been on it. One good team for 4 or 5 years,
In
bro.
one sitting. Make sure to leave your NBA hot takes in the comments below. Of course, the hotter, the better. Hope you all enjoyed.
I did.
As always, until next time.
Great videos, man. If you made it to the end of the video, obviously you like the video, so obviously you gotta hit that sub button, y'all. Make sure you hit that sub button, man. We on the road to 1,200 subs. We've been on this road for almost a year. This one little 100 sub thing, just hit that sub button, y'all. It's free. And if you don't like the content in the future, you could just unsub. It's free. It's no harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, it's your boy Johnny Finesse, and I'ma holla at y'all.